Hello, in this video, I'll give you ideas on how to make an ironing pad that is instantly your workstation. It's washable, portable around the house, flat, even bottom, custom size, and easy to store. I discovered this by accident. I have two of these cushioned quilters pad and I love it. One I recovered with a different fabric and the other one it's somewhat damaged, so I ripped the cover up and to my surprise, inside is a composite cardboard and a flex foam. Then this got me thinking, aha, I can do this. The base material, you can use any fiberboard, thick composite cardboard which you can buy at the supply stores. Or do some window shopping in your local craft stores or hardware stores and find the ideal weight and feel of your board base. I went to a local hardware store and found this fiberboard and I picked the lightweight composite fiberboard that I can find. It's a little bit lightweight compared to a real wood. Now avoid real wood as it may be too heavy to move around. Get it cut to your ideal size. Just an FYI, there are 4 kinds of flex foam by Pellon. This bag here is standing up because inside there is a flex foam holding it together. It is commonly used by crafters, sewers, and quilters to get the desired sewing effect. Turn out this is the same material inside the cushion iron pad that is commercially sold. The 4 kinds are: one is a flex foam with no tricot, meaning no fabric. Flex foam with tricot, meaning there's tricot fabric on both sides of the foam. There's also a product called one-sided fusible flex foam, and that means that you can iron and fuse it on one side only. And there's also another product called double-sided fusible flex foam, where you sandwich it together with 2 fabrics and both sides would stick. They may look all the same, but they're different. Don't get the no tricot one as they can be fragile over time. I recommend buying the non-fusible tricot only. I tried to use the fusible flex foam earlier in this project. It became too painful to retrofit the sizing, so I learned the lesson and I'm sharing it with you. Just get the non-fusible one. There are other types of cushion to use like a poly batting, headliner, thermolam, and insulbrite. I don't like using the poly sheet batting because they are best used if the batting will not be removed. The headliner is not that strong. The thermolam and insulbrite, they are mostly for heat resist application next to your skin or to control a temperature. I choose the non-fusible flex foam as it is more cohesive, and another reason for it is I'm able to remove it and wash it later. I choose a utility fabric called drill. It has structure but not too heavy either, like canvas. If you choose a fabric, you want a fabric that is firm because you want to balance the weight of the fiberboard and also the flex foam and the mobility of the entire thing. Upholstery fabric is also good, but make sure it has a washable attribute. Drill is like an unbleached muslin. It has imperfections like dots. You want that imperfection later on, especially if you are a steam iron user or a fusible interface user. At some point, the gunk dirt will be on your ironing cover, and using an imperfect looking fabric can be an advantage to you. Gridline fabrics are great too if you can find one that has a good strength. I used this before, so I throw it in the washer and look, this is what it looks like now. Well, at least the one that I used. It looks awful. So ironing board covers are not that washable, but it depends on the supplier. You decide what size you want the finished product to be. By shopping the baseboard first, it will set the limitations on how big or small you can go. Do some basic calculating how much flex foam you need after you decide on your actual finish size. If your flex foam is not wide, get extra yardage so you can piece it. I hand stitched mine instead of using the machine to avoid dents on the surface. It worked for me. I didn't want to sew it in the sewing machine because I don't want to see the perforation and the dents. To fit the foam, cut it about 1/4 of an inch less to the actual board base, except on the opening part. Pre-wash the fabric. Agitate it in the washer and dryer before sewing. This type of fabric shrinks more than once, so be aware to either line dry or take it out from the dryer while it's still wet. Make it as roomy and as loose as possible. I made a mistake of making it too tight and I am having trouble with pushing it back. You basically need to sew it an opening on the one side of it like a pillowcase. When you make this, just be mindful of the allowance. Loose is better. You may have to re-sew over and over to get the right fitting, and I have done this like maybe 3 times. This one I struggled to get the correct fitting, so just be patient. I choose to do an open-ended casing here. I hem the opening first before I sew the whole thing. I choose to do this so I can remove it later. To remove this thing, just slip out the fabric cover and foam together, or both if you can. Do the fabric first, then slip the foam slowly. If you use a different batting type, it would have been difficult to reinstall the batting, unlike the flex foam, which is more stable to work around. A lot of foam materials are not labeled as moist or mildew resist, but they actually are. I use them in different projects, even outside. They hold up with moisture and mildew. This matters if you use steam iron all the time. At some point, your covers will get dirty. I love this thing. My God, I can move around anywhere in the house. I have an instant workstation. I can do it on the floor, I can do it on the table. I don't have to be locked up in one place just to work on my project. And it's the size that I want. I should have recut this board a tad bigger, but then it can get too cumbersome to carry. Unlike other tutorials out there that there is a staple in the back, you get a flat, even surface. And people, you have no idea how liberating it is to have a flat, even surface when you're ironing. Sorry, this is not really a step-by-step video. There are filming gaps, and the reason for this is I wasn't gonna make a video about how to make this ironing pad. I filmed this for a different agenda, but I changed my mind. And I was doubtful because I was thinking, who would want this information? I mean, who cares? Then I got me thinking, there's some of you who may be just as shallow as me. So what if you want that option to move around the house, to make your custom pad, and you want it to be washable? People like me have some shallow problems, and I'm guilty of that. And I'm just sharing with you my solutions. At least I provide a solution. In the Japanese term, it's called kaizen. Things need to be improved. Good changes. I hope this video gives you an idea on how to approach your ironing problems. How much did I spend? Under $40, using some sales and coupons. Thank you so much for listening, and happy ironing to all of you.